Okay, so I'm not really sure where I was going to cut this in, but after looking at these rear fender skirts, they're too thick. I just can't live with them. I painted up all this so far at this stage, I mean, and so like these are on here like this. You know, I sort of bent them up a bit and I tried to thin the edges, but you look at them at certain angles and they just really bugged me. And the one thing I find about the gecko plastic, it's really easy to re-enray. Excuse me, it's really soft, but you can see how thick they are. Like, it's ridiculous, right? Because if you look at like this photograph, you can see they're this thin, almost tinny looking, right? Like they're just fenders, like mud fenders, that's it. And they were hinged, I think, some of them. And so they're quite thin. There's one more shot. You can just see the edge of it. It's sort of a side plate too on them, which these ones don't have. So yeah, just cut those off, and then what I'll do is I scrape the paint away there, and what I'll do is I'll just cut out new ones from 15 thou. I'll just use this evergreen right here. 15 thou thick, which is really good. I use this for the panels for the engine compartment as well. You can see it's a lot thinner. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just cut new ones. It's no biggie, and they'll look a lot better, and I can bend them up a bit too, and they'll just look more scale. I mean, this is something you would do on 1/35th as well, so why not on 1/16th? Eh? Okay, a bit of theory and now some practical, eh? So I decided to go with 10 thou, if I didn't mention that. So the fenders are, like I measured the original fenders, but you might have to make a millimeter adjustment because when you cut away plastic. So these are 19 by 15 millimeters. Pretty simple, right? I just cut a strip of 10 thou, which is, what is this? Did I cut the width or the length on the, oh yeah, 15, so I can just cut fenders. So I already cut these. I'll show you how I do them. Fenders are the easiest part to scratch build on any model with the biggest impact because they're on the corners of vehicles and you see them and everything. So I just scribed these at 19 mil long, right? So 15 millimeter by 19 millimeter on 10 thou. I find 10 thou just looks the best. How accurate it is down to the micron, I really do not know. So I take two pieces like this, and then I take some of this number 104 10 thou by 80, which is, I just physically check the side of the return here on the deck, and it matches perfectly, okay? Then what I do is I just take a strip like this on a piece of parchment paper, okay? Now you can use tweezers. I always find that the hands or fingers are the best tools, but so what I do is I hold that in place like this, and I just start a bead, okay? And it grabs right away. And then I just run a bead, you know, make sure it's like got a bit of a bead on it, okay? And then I run it. You might want to run the strip a little bit further than I have just for some overlap because you're going to trim them on a 45 or whatever the angle is, okay? It's nothing fancy. Like this whole job that I did, I was lamenting to myself, well, I don't know if I should do it. But by the time I said, nah, just do it, by the time I cut the fenders off and had them on, it was only an hour. I was watching, you know, World at War or something in the background. Okay, so now that's parchment paper. It'll pop right off. So you can almost sand these right away, but that's a pretty good seam right there. But you can give them a couple of strokes after they cure up for like a few hours. So there's my fender, right? And notice how I put them on the wrong way. See that? So, peel that off. Take this again. Let's revisit this again. I don't normally show this stuff, but why not? Because it happens to everybody. Especially when you're doing content. Content's the worst. You always see your worst when you do content. Right? Like, it's different when you're building a model all by your lonesome and everything. You can choose to make it all look perfect, but it's never really that way. But when you show all the, like, the dark side and the ugly side of everything, then everybody thinks that's the kind of modeler that you are. Oh, he's a sloppy modeler, he's ham-fisted. Well, I am ham-fisted. But try doing it. Like, I always tell somebody, like, try creating content. Like, try and create a video and see how hard it is when you got to do 50 other things at once too. I mean, I don't mind doing it. It's fun, but there are days where, oh geez, I have so much video that I've never published. I'll probably never will either. So, okay, so I'm going to grab that right away because you can. So this is the fender, right? Now let's try this again. Yes, the right side. So I just slop this on there, but just for the purposes of the video. So I'm going to cut a bit of an angle like this. Okay. Actually, no, I'm going to cut the angle on the other side. That's square, actually. Okay. This one I just eyeball in a bit proud, and if it's not enough, I just nibble it again. And that's basically the fender. That's it. See? Easy. Easy to scratch build fenders, isn't it? Right? And then what I do is I lay it on, I just flood in some cement there, flood in cement there, and then I'm going to paint that and put a bit of mud up in that crack in there to fill that, because you got to transition scale thickness to the model thickness, which is always thicker because it's a model, right? Okay? Okay, so just a little bit of a revision here and an update on these rear mud fenders or guards. So I decided to go with 10 thou instead of 15. I mentioned earlier 15 thou. I built these out of 15 thou. Like, these are the, you know, the engine panels. Like, see how skinny they are, or thin, I should say. Like, they look really good. I don't know what the thickness of that is in a 1/16, but a lot of it really doesn't matter. Here's the front fenders. Like, these are just stock. What I did was I did scrape these. I got to paint the inside of these a bit more with some weathering, but you can see I did the primer in behind here, because this part here, I scraped this too. Like, this will get bent out, like it was sort of torn off. Like, I'll show you a photo here. Here's a carrier just after Juno. They're using it for an ambulance, but you can see the fender there. See how it's all shredded and torn? Like, every one of them is bent. That one doesn't look in bad shape. It looks good. But every photo I look at least one of these fenders is mangled. That one's really mangled, eh? Okay, so what I did was I just used 10 thou sheet. And people have asked about what kind of plastic to have if you're starting out. Start with 10. Then go 15, 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, like packages, and you'll have plenty to do scratching and details like this on your models. And then this is the equivalent in strip, 10 thou, 10 thousandths of an inch, 80 thousandths of an inch, right? And then they have the metric there as well. So that's what I did. So they look pretty good. Like, see that? And the thing is too, is like, I can mangle them, like I can choose to mangle them before I paint them if I want, because it's, you know, like, they're quite flexible. I did the same here with this one. See, like, you wouldn't be able to do that with the gecko plastic. It's too thick and rigid and fragile. It would just snap right off. But Evergreen's awesome. Like, they have this patent on their styrene, and no, not all styrene is the same. People said, oh, you can, you know, it's all one and the same. No, it isn't. It's not even close. There's so many different kinds of styrene and Sintra and all acrylics and things. So yeah, so that's what I've done. Like I say, I've all the exposed edges are redone with sheet, which is easy to do. These only took me about an hour. They're really easy to cut off. I'll just say this in closing. I just scored lightly with a knife, scored the inside here, and just worked it a bit, scored more, and they just came off beautifully. And then I was able to scrape them and sand them and basically scrape the paint back and weld them right on. So, like, they're flimsy, but that's the way the real ones are. They're flimsy too, but they look much better, right? Don't they? Okay? So cheers, happy modeling, and I hope you have a great day.